Alright. We are back. Had to take a long break. When you try to... forgot about this music. When you try to, like, read for a whole hour, it's just, it takes a lot out of you. I have to take a long break, but we're back.
What if...
We're being pranked 100%.
Oh.
This would be really elaborate prank.
No, seriously.
Some people have the money for it. Whatever it is, I'm calling the prick who was responsible. Unsurprisingly, they didn't seem to be getting anywhere.
Excuse me.
This is off topic, but I don't believe I ever asked your name, Black Woman Advisor.
Remember the name.
It's Grace, you wanker.
Mm-hmm.
And your surname, please. Madison. Grace Madison. The ultimate gopher.
Eh?
Heh. How do you know that?
My.
You said it in the down home, remember?
That's...
I don't recall you being there for introductions.
However...
Maybe she was eavesdropping?
I would never!
Eavesdropping? I would never. I simply happened to overhear your conversation, that's all. In other words, she was eavesdropping. Hey, if we can take a step back for a second. What's this about, a dining room?
Correct.
It's inside the building over there. Is there a kitchen too?
Man.
They got anything locale? I'm starving.
Pay attention!
Be patient, will you? Introductions are still underway. Okay, but you have to speedrun them.
Oh, man!
Gaming references? From someone else? The universe has done off balance. Ahem, along with Grace Madison, we have the mighty and prestigious Wolfgang Academy. He's well known as the ultimate lawyer. Yes, that's correct.
Hey, hey!
Oh, hey, lawyer man.
Lawyer man?
Is that your name for him?
Yep.
It's either that or Wolfie. Like Wolfie one?
I must decline.
Stay with what you already have.
Hi!
A lawyer? Wow, so nice to meet you. Next up we have... She will turn and split it to me. His name seems to be escaping me. Perhaps you might know Wolfgang? Grace?
I'm not too
I have no idea.
familiar.
Fuck if I know his name.
Broski.
He told me, I'm pretty sure it's Mark, right? My bad. Got a bad habit of mixing you sort of guys.
Boy!
Wait, what are you waiting for? Tell us your name already. Damn, it's Mitsu. Ultimate debater.
A debater?
Ooh!
So like a bargain bin lawyer?
Hey.
That's...
Hiya!
Come on, darling. You can do it.
See?
Yeah, share your name. Evan. Just Evan?
Just like my video games.
Like, spy? Ever wait, Sunaka. It's a very pretty name.
Now would you look at that?
Thinly elegant, isn't it? Let's not get off topic. What you telling them?
That's...
Now that she's mentioned that, I'm pretty sure you never told me your telling. What's up with that? I told you mine, it's only fair you tell me yours. Ultimate liar. Ultimate liar? That's so funny. So like, what's your actual talent?
Deal with it.
That's it? What?
Good to know.
Didn't know lying was something you could be the best at. You learn something new every day.
Are you for real?
You actually believe her? How is someone supposed to make a career out of lying?
Now.
Easy. Get a job in marketing.
It's the truth.
It's just what I am.
How can that be?
Is that supposed to be your explanation?
But...
But that's... I mean, if you're the best at lying, how are we supposed to believe anything you say? She sputtered those last few words. We all turned to Eva unexpectedly. That was when it happened. Ding dong, bing bong. Yes, sir.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
I thought I was gonna hear more cool or something.
Yes? Great! Good morning, my amicable student friends. First off, allow me to apologize. I realize the ride here was a bumpy one, especially for ultimates such as yourselves. But expect things to be different within these halls. Yes, it is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to Eden's Garden Academy. May this be the beginning of a wondrous journey.
Doubt it.
No. It can't be.
You think?
No kidding, this place looks nothing like a school.
Stop talking so loud.
I want to hear this. I'm sure you're on the edge of your seats waiting for a proper orientation. But there's one more thing to do before we can meet face to face. It won't take very long. All I ask is that you enter the building across from me. From there, we can begin preparations for a formal introduction. Until then, farewell.
I must take note of this.
That was certainly interesting.
Whack.
Can't agree more. Whack.
Somebody explain.
Do you think he's the person who brought us here?
You following?
Yeah, what if you set up the whole sleeping gas on the train?
Bit complicated.
In that travel bag? How do you reckon he stuck on it?
Guys.
He stuck it on. Sorry to interrupt, but we're gonna skip that part where he said that about the building, alright? He wants us to go inside. What do you think, Huey?
Hell no!
I'm not waltzing right in there for me just to die or something. Die? You think we're gonna be harmed?
Hold on.
If our captors want to kill us, we'd probably already be dead. What would be the point of killing us now? Reactions, I guess. I don't know, I'm not a psychopath.
How should I put it?
If we cause for it, what if we walk in together as one big group? When you know someone's looking out for you, this can be a lot less scary. Hey, she got some point. The only way we can progress is if we face a problem head on.
Soybean.
Easier said than done, Soybean. I suppose that makes sense, but isn't it too naive? There's nothing wrong with a bit of optimism from time to time. Let's just try it out, okay? Alright. We gather on the ashes. Eventually, I mustered up enough willpower to push the doors open. In front of me laid the battered, bloody body of a young woman.
There's no way.
This is another student?
Holy!
Shit, what the shit?
Dude!
Yeah, why didn't you mention this other girl?
The hell?
The hell? I never even saw her.
Really?
Huh? You were there too? Bargain bin? Don't even. There's a 4 below us, that's where I woke up.
Very funny.
You missed a whole last person? Yeah, right.
Hell no!
You saw her, you must have seen her. Come on, just a minute. Stop pressing me for an hour to answer you.
Hold on.
I can corroborate. Damon's story. There was never a body. Miss Madison and I walked through this exact hallway and saw nothing.
I wasn't expecting this.
So between the time you left and the time you returned, this was girl's murdered? You think she was murdered? Well, I don't know for sure, but what happened to her just didn't look self-inflicted.
Oh shit!
So there's a killer running loose? But I don't recall hearing anything when I was waiting outside. Doesn't make him back here, right?
Shit.
She's right. There were no screams and no one left the building. So the killer's still inside? As more panic shouts filled the corridor, Eva silently walked over to the
Oi!
Oi, what are you doing? Ignoring Grace's questions, she crouched down beside the dead girl. She poked her in the face.
What the? You
What the fuck's wrong with you? Stop that.
strange.
It's not real.
Eh?
This girl? She's just a dummy. A dummy?
How?
Nuh-uh, that's definitely a real
You're
body.
crazy!
Didn't you just say you were a liar? Why should we believe you?
It's the truth.
If you don't believe me, inspect it yourself. If no one else offering, I can do that. Wait, him?
Are we ready?
Well, that's not sound anymore. He turned to look at it. He showed us. I have my reservations, but his gaze met mine. My lips instantly sealed shut.
Okay.
She's like, Eva,
Oh, be damned.
would you look at that? She's right. It is a dummy.
For real? Say what?
How did she know it was a fake?
You see?
My intuition. Also, a corpse would smell. This doesn't smell.
Dude, no!
As if. Could you be any more suspect?
That ain't it.
Not just that. There's something under the dummy.
Huh?
A tablet. Still don't need the dummy. There's no blood on it as far as I can tell. Nice hiding
Oh.
place. Wouldn't have noticed it if I taken a closer look. Given the impression I wasn't supposed to have done it.
For real?
Hey, what's on the tablet? Let me turn it on. However, the tablet hadn't finished loading. She was stabbed 20 times in her torso. Died from. The victim is Kara Koskina. The ultimate teacher's aide. She was stabbed in the torso 28 times. The victim also suffered chemical burns to the head. The most notable burns are to her eyes and scalp. Cause of death is blood loss. Time of death is unknown. It reads like a body report. First, a dead body that's revealed to be a dummy. Now a body report? What the hell is going on? Geez, took you long enough to find that tablet. Ahem! Long ago, a heinous murder was committed. And the victim so happened to be an ultimate, much like yourselves. What? Before you is a perfect reconstruction of the crime scene, as well as an effigy of the victim with the appropriate injuries. It was quite emotionally draining to craft that dummy. It served as a strong reminder of what was lost. Sniff. She was such a nice girl. So much potential. Lost to violence. What is this man playing at? Anyway, it is your responsibility to figure out the details of her death. The surrounding area, the murder weapon, how she reacted in her final moments, etc. Oh, but don't worry about finding the murderer's identity. He's already right in front of you. See that green man on the tablet? Yep, that's your guy. Please investigate the crime scene and gather as much clues as you can. After a certain time period, you'll be asked to present your findings to me. Believe me, it's in your best interest to put your full effort into this. Have fun, everyone.
Not okay!
Investigation? What the hell?
Back off.
Fuck, enough of this already. I don't want any part of this. Stop telling me what to do. Grace grabbed a large chunk of rock from the floor and ran over to the speaker. Screaming an obscenity, she pulled her hand as far back as she could.
Brutal.
Wait, was that the watch? Trying to destroy private property? That's a zap! Fuck.
Fuck you!
Fuck.
Holy!
Is he for real? Is this school really trying to make us solve an old murder?
Don't say that.
Hold on, guys. You can't believe everything this strange man claims. Why wouldn't Eden Garden Academy, any academy for that matter, do something like this? Even if it tried to, the ultimate talent program would have stopped it. I wouldn't underestimate the school board executives. Money can get to people's head and make them take risks they shouldn't. This academy said it was unique. Maybe this is a version of an entrance exam.
What a joke.
They're so obsessed with being different from the competition, they've forgotten what people want. More like they've forgotten how to be sane.
What did you say?
Would the UTP really be okay with this?
Think about it this way.
Seems pretty counterintuitive. Everyone will want to quit their room after this. And sue.
I'm talking.
If this is the work of a separate group, why are they using the academy's name? As a way to hide their own, maybe? They might have even kidnapped us because we're attending Eden's Garden Academy.
So...
Explain. Well, what if they knew we had to board the train? It would explain why we passed out. They boarded the train before us and planted the bag with the gas.
There's gotta be something.
Because this happened on the train to the academy. They could claim they are the academy.
If I may ask.
Eric keeps saying they. Isn't it the speaker man who kidnapped us?
That's not it.
It obviously wasn't just him. Seizing a train, bringing 16 people to an unknown location, that takes a team to do. Of course, that raises another glaring question. Why us? Why have we been brought to this, into this? Is it because we're ultimate? It's not like anyone's specialty is detective work. It just doesn't matter. I think I'll let the rest of you handle this. I doubt I'm needed in this grotesque situation. I'll just be on my way. Yeah, that's okay. Actually, can I come with? I feel super bad leaving you alone. Oh.
Sure.
Sure, I suppose.
You can do it.
Good luck solving the mystery, everyone. I know you can do it. On that note, Diana and Toshiko walked away in the direction of the road. Move the kitchen. Huh.
Don't get close.
I'm going with them. Screw this. Kai took off down the hallway, like his life depended on it. Geez, better them than us.
I don't know.
Stay calm.
We won't know if you continue sitting around like this. For now, all we can do is take the risk and do as he says. He's right. I need to brace myself and follow the directions I've been given. As of now, it's my only way to learn information about my current situation. I can only hope that this ordeal will be over soon. He's just stuck. Before I do anything else, I should go back to where that's happening. God. Ooh, okay. I'm trying to see She was stabbed in the torso 20 times. Chemical burst to the head. Cause of death was blood loss. Time of death was unknown. Chemical burns. Addition to 28 stab wounds. Jesus, I don't want to believe anything this guy says, but if this is really where it's really based off of true events, yeah, the killer's totally sick in the head. A truth bullet. Oh my god, that brings back so many memories. Why does that always happen? Okay, so there's a thing. door was some, like that's the door. Or supposed to soak the blood. Or some church door was open. I think we took a side map on it. Let's see how this one's gonna work with. Yeah, it's 28 stab wounds. I mean, the initial sight of the shotguns are coming overlook this rifle. The rifle, could you step back in quick? Curious about something.
No.
What? No, before I could finish my sentence, Jean walked over to where I was, picked up the gun.
Hey.
Hey, you're messing with the crime scene.
Eh?
I see.
Damn, loaded gun. What's going on in the killer's head? Why bring guns to the crime scene, not even use it? Unless that gun was purely for intimidation. It's not logical, but we chose a game to play. Alright. The knife. Hands. Hands are surprisingly clean. All things here. Clean? What are you talking about? There's blood on it. Chocolate underneath that. Oh, that's the. The girl had been stabbed repeatedly. I don't need the tablet to know that. You can stab me to the heart, the tablet clean blood loss. The deep look, the wounds didn't seem excessively deep. At least not deep enough to pierce her heart. She died from blood loss. What does that say about the killer? They probably could have killed her quickly if they wanted to suffer a slow death. Damn, this is messed up. That seemed to be all the evidence, nothing else. Inside the closet. Inside. How do I go back? Just, excuse me. Like the rest of the building, the inside of the closet was old and it was the last place I would want to dig through, but I had to gather as much evidence as possible. Otherwise, I won't be able to present a strong argument. But do you really need to present a strong argument? There might be more clues around here. I'm going to check this entire closet for evidence. No thanks. A person like her is probably going to get more likely to cause a murder. Not solve it. Alright, have fun with that. Yeah, I didn't even mean to fucking click on it. Okay, damn.
It's for the best.
We must make every effort to examine the crime scene as thoroughly as possible. Not for the sake of entertaining the people who kidnapped us, but for the sake of the victim. She's dead. She's died. Alright, whatever. That was what the tablet said, though I'm still skeptical about the valid. Alright, whatever.
Check it out.
Hey, check out what's behind this door.
Right.
Ladder.
Dude, not
Huh?
so
You
hackneyed.
call that thing a ladder? There's obviously a step ladder.
Seriously.
They practically the same thing.
Pardon me.
I would agree with Miss Amber. Everyone knows an ace tech investigator must record his evidence as accurately as possible. That's certainly what the victim would want. Blech. A guy doesn't get and by references. It's no fun to be around. Can I check the ladder? There's a clock above the door. Doesn't seem like it works. Okay, so it's fucking useless. Okay. Oh, it looks like some green shit. Why is there a ring of the line here? There's something inside except what does it smell? It smells like bleach. shelf was packed with assortments of towels. I personally inspected them with big hair blood. Shit, y'all was in here? We got some broom. Can y'all get out the way?
Golly.
These shells are really intriguing. Take a look. Some of those cleaning brands goes as far back as the 80s and the 90s.
Eh?
You recognize them? Because I use them. Why would you do that?
How should I put it?
Old chemicals do the job better, since there are fewer regulations about what's poisonous and all that. Just don't ask where I got them. Don't want to alter the fuzz. I'm sure they don't care about our black market cleaning supplies. That security camera, it's brand new. Now she mentioned it, it does look out of place. You'd think it would have gathered dust like the other items in here. Did it recently get cleaned up or something? My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high-tech.
Sheesh.
Typical school, spending more on the security than educating their students. That's assuming this is even what the academy is doing. Yo, my nigga, yo, Desmond, what's good, bro?
Gotta stay one step
I
ahead.
checked all the containers on the shelf. They're all full with the exception of one. Bottle bleach. Bleach? Huh. There was a bucket in this closet that reeked of it.
Makes sense.
It's probably not a coincidence, given this is supposed to emulate a real crime scene. It's crazy how much effort has been put into this. Class trial? What the hell does that mean? Sounds like that's the end of our investigation.
Let's see.
Should I talk to others? Damn, I didn't even get to investigate much.
Come off the grass.
Wait, what the hell is a class trial? Your guess is as good as mine.
Duh.
Obviously, we're going to a court.
What?
What?
Court? He's gonna put us on a trial.
Listen to me.
Maybe that's where we'll talk about the clues we found.
Just saying.
It makes sense for our current situation. Investigation, clues, files. What else could that stuff be for?
Well put.
Good point. It does seem oddly familiar. Well, similar to the court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects, witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case anyway.
Wait a minute.
He mentioned that this elevator was near the tree of ignorance, right? He must be referring to the room with the tree.
Focus.
Probably, yeah. It's the only thing we can think of. However, I don't recall seeing an elevator.
Just follow me. Okay.
Rest in peace. Whoever you are. Yeah, to me, it felt like, I don't know, it was just... Usually you would investigate, like, a lot more. How do you remain so stoic at a time like this? Aren't you worried about
It's
it?
simple.
And not really, it's not like you're investigating some high stakes murder. It's just a dummy, that's it. Yes, quite. I completely concur. She's obviously faking it. Without even looking at her face, I can tell she's sweating bullets. Seriously, it's good. When I read the tree, I saw people were really big.
Check it out.
Big tree? Eden's Garden Academy? Overused religious symbolism is tight. I really hope we get left out after
Oi,
this.
you.
Can you confirm, liar chick? Why are you asking?
Come off the grass.
Come off the grass. Come off the grass. She's clearly faking her talent.
Am I hearing you right?
That makes her one of the bad guys? Who would want to fake their identity besides someone with a secret to hide? I bet she's the one who brought that gas bomb onto the train.
Really?
And she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or whatever?
If no one else is gonna say it.
All you need was a mask protecting them. Hey, don't you look at me. I literally passed out. This helmet's got plenty of holes in it. I suffocate otherwise.
I've got something to say.
You know, light chick's totally sus. Just look at how calm she's been acting. She somehow knew that body was a dummy, then she poked it in the face.
Deal with
That's not normal. I told you it was my intuition.
Ugh.
Intuition, my
Hold
ass.
your horses.
It's not unbelievable. My gut told me we should respect the dog. Now look at this. We're on a mission to solve a murder.
Any clue?
Where's this elevator supposed to be again? That's right. There's supposed to be an elevator around here. Well, all I see is a tree of ignorance. Alright, move, bro. I don't care how both you are. Move. I'm trying to open the tree. Guys, everyone watch this. Are you here? Everyone watch this. Are you watching? Oh, you're obviously all watching. The more I look at it, the more confused I am. Man, alright, don't talk to me.
Hi.
I guess I talk. Wait. Oh. Hey.
Damn. I see.
I can go out. What is it? I mean, this must be the elevator because it's a hole. This is a
Come again?
For your information.
No.
No,
notification. Those much anymore.
never mind.
Oh. At the base of the tree was this marble bust depicting a figure in a creepy mask.
What you doing?
You know that statue too, don't you? Huh? Oh,
You
yeah.
alright?
It's a statue. There's definitely something wrong about it. I just can't put my finger on what. The mask is broken, there's a piece missing.
I'm talking.
No, this definitely seems intentional.
Wait.
Like it's crappy on purpose. Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it? Well, you know,
What
maybe we found a
about?
piece, place a statue, something what happened, like a puzzle solving. That sounds like a far-fetched idea, but it wouldn't hurt to try.
Sounds easy.
Whatever.
Oi!
Nice.
Leave it to me.
Soybean.
Fail.
Click.
Golly.
Oh shit!
Yo, I was right. That actually worked? A fucking tree could pass away into a tree. I never thought I'd see that. Tree of knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding, exists here only as a barren practical. The tree of ignorance emulates the wonders of nature, but does not achieve it.
Game over, man! Game over!
What about... Yep. If I may ask. Duh.
I want to get home, duh.
Elementary, my
If we get this over with, we'll get it out quicker. Simple match.
Sure.
Hey, this is an elevator. The elevator's underneath the tree. Reckless investments, I'm telling you. With a rumble, the elevator began. Its descent. We stood in silence, 16 worried what the fuck we should have said. Plummeting into the unknown. That's what we were after all. Random people thrown into this horrible place, and for what? Some twisted man's game? A fake crime scene? An investigation? A creepy statue? An elevator in a tree? None of this was the work of your average kidnapper. This was something much bigger, and in no way would connect to Ethan's Garden Academy. The elevator began slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall, and when movement stopped completely, the doors opened. In front of us was a large circular hall supported by marble pillars. In the center of the room, 16 podiums had been arranged into a circle. Were those for us? As you can see, this is a trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium.
However...
And if we don't comply, then I'll zap you, of course.
Back off.
Not the zapping shit again. Just face it, Miss Madison. You have to go along with his demands. Looks like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. We don't have all day. There's no letting it. We have to swim more places. Scanning the faces around, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry. It didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as a... We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some inane game. No free will, no choice in the actions. All we can do is move forward. We have to hope for an escape. A way to run from this twisted place. We have to solve this case murder. Just say that. View trinket. Alright, so let me see. Truth bullets. Same as over. So there's a tablet. The victim is her name. They have whatever, right? A blood soaked knife. A fully loaded thing. Bucket and the victim hands. There's really not that much evidence to go over it, so I don't know why there's not much evidence.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial. The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Somebody, get me out of here.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here! Somebody get me out of here!
Damn.
What happened to her? Oh shit! They fried her brain!
it's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects. If I wanted to see the brain dead bicker, I'd just turn on the telly.
Yeah.
On that
Stuff.
note, please, carry on.
Holy shit, you running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this trap.
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing? I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy. We're here to solve a mystery.
Yeah. Who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
And I don't have to.
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Oh gosh, you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop beat approaching. They're non-stop of these two classes. Okay, I'm getting excited. This is actually hold on. Classes will speak to one another. Oh, stop. It's your job to determine what statements must be broken in order to progress the trial. For your ammo, you've been armed with truth bullets you gathered during the investigation. Truth bullets that are relevant. Don't say truth on there. Use the mouse to aim and the right key to fire. I know, just spit. Wait, oh shit. I didn't. Wait. Okay, circle bullets, silencers. Okay. Fast forward. Oh, spacebar is a contributor. Okay, I'm sorry. She said F3. Hey, hold on. Okay. Okay, we had a bit. Hold on. It's alright.
The mystery was never who killed Kara. How she died.
Is that your objection? It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big, scary gun.
Ah, that's right. There was a gun.
You hear that, lawyer man? She agrees.
The loudest voices in the room aren't always the smartest. Fortunately, an uninformed argument is never different to show that.
The mystery was never.
I don't know if it's the first one or second one, but
That's
oh shit.
The mystery.
I didn't get a good look at the crime. The body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big, scary gun.
Hold on.
No,
That's wrong. Yes, sir.
Cassidy, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
All right, then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If the gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
The actual murder weapon? That's obvious.
got it. The bloody knife. It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Lysocam's razor gotta ruin everything.
Hold on.
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird choosing the inferior weapon.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
I'll stop the debate. You got two. Okay.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Right.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with him. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
Well, it's easy to assume the killer was holding the gun, but...
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for...
That's like your opinion.
If the gun was broken, then the killer...
No, that's wrong!
Sure, it's wrong.
Stop that thought right there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With a knife. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct? If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her aunt.
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Specifically, evidence that shows that the victim attempted to fight back.
This is it. We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor? Or in the hallway?
Drag marks? Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in
Blood. Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Good point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was?
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
Moving on. That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just, you know.
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
Must be something we're missing. Something that explains how the victim was overpowered. And I know I'm the only one who can figure that out. Alright, I'll talk about degree points. Third and last spot. Last stop on debate, you would have noticed that some phrases were blue. But you weren't expecting that, huh? I was. If you can use your trick bullets for effect, something like that,
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
Why did the victim not shoot her attacker? Everyone's got a theory, but who has the actual
That
incident?
slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
I don't think
By the
that's...
sounds of it,
But so why didn't
I bet that didn't even see. Appreciate the support.
That
I
slimy
don't know.
killer pulled the gun out of her hand.
No?
That's right. The killer lunged.
This sounds risky. What if she saw them and unloaded a bunch of bullets?
Oh, stop.
That slimy.
Maybe she. I know I wouldn't.
she
She dumped the thing?
That
Or they dumped the thing?
But that didn't even see.
But yeah, it has to be that.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
she
I'm confused now. Cause it gotta be bucket. I'm just gonna try it.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend. I know I wouldn't
It's
hurt.
not?
There's
Oh.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
Didn't
Alright, that's it. I just didn't know what evidence to use. But it has to be that one.
John actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on. According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
blinded with bleach? That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back?
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No. Not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
As in, the motive?
Mm-hmm. You're on the right track.
You speak like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name. What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
Grace?
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, Soybean. Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go on. Explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
She's really stubborn about this, but I get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on to the subject, this music is really good though. We need to make sure this logic is completely sound. Alright then, let's put out this fire. And now it's the bucket. I was wondering when we used the bucket for it.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a container? There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun. So when the victim came in, pow! He squirted her in the eyes.
Hey! The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
This is the container?
Into another
oh,
What about a container?
I got it.
Sure. Break that.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Yo, that makes sense.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Of course, my apologies.
Good question. How was the killer able to get a hefty bucket of chemicals to the victim's eyes? Especially without her knowing. There must be some kind of clue missing here. Think, Damon.
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Well, if you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Burns to the scalp, unless those chemicals.
Well, I guess that's right. What?
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air? Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which, well, could mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference. The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
How did the killer stepladder?
That stepladder is.
What? That's not the stepladder? I mean, the door?
I got it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it. The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high? Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
To balance the bucket on the... Okay, now we use the stepladder.
This is it.
Okay, now it... Okay. I keep getting the evidence mixed up. I'm thinking
probably used
too far ahead.
After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point! Occam's razor!
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knickknack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far, but I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Please just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
Or was killer hiding behind the door?
What about behind the door? The killer could have hit.
Wouldn't the stepladder?
I mean, bro, like, I don't know. Outside the janitor's closet, on top of the door frame, behind the door. It's either in the back or the top of the door frame. Okay.
The killer.
Not try. It would have been.
I got it.
Gotta be that way.
I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet. If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way he can make a direct charge.
I'm thinking he was gonna be like right behind this stuff.
Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
Huh?
Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun. She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
That's no excuse.
What?
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse. 28 stab wounds. No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
Hold on, that's from Trivia Community. That's a reference.
Wait, who's Kara?
It was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
I agree with you, dude. But you don't have to shout out your point.
Oi, what's all this about? We figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
Huh?
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't looking for a murderer. We're looking for answers.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency, this is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
What the hell?
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that, right?
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse.
What if they were frightened? The spooky thing might have set them off big time.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense. No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud. You seem a little pressed.
Silence! I won't allow this!
Things are getting emotional. Eat. We'll to absorb. I'm lost. Should really be reading this bloody knife.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof. So says the ultimate liar.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Wait, can I?
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions.
Oh yeah, I can absorb
Don't
it.
even damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
Killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
You absorb it.
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust if you have no liar.
I got it, but
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill.
You expect me to stay calm? Was this
We shouldn't make a lot of
I pressed on
assumptions.
the right button.
About the killers. Moral. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? Have no ultimate liar.
Hold on. Oh, okay. I figured it out. I did some research. Okay, that makes sense. So you have to absorb the purple thing. I didn't know that. I didn't know you can absorb it. I thought you could absorb the.
About the killers. This could have been self-defense.
No, just the crime scene.
Killer deserves.
How can we? There's no reason to trust you if you have no.
No way, bro.
You don't even know the killer. Just the crime.
Killer deserves just.
How can we do that? There's to trust.
No, that's wrong.
There we go.
Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine. He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before. If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah, Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy.
Hey! If it means going home, then new guys convinced me.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
Thank you all for your support.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're disembodied boys!
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, it'll be good practice.
Practice?
I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present.
to the closing argument. I'll save this for fun. This one case. Slapped. Or where did the killer hide? How do I... Okay. What was the victim carrying? She had that Glock on her. How do I... Just a letter. Alright. And opening the door. Okay. Clawing at the killer's neck. Sorrowful. Which stopped.
I got it. The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle. That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
Aye, they needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the doorframe. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival. The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Youch!
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case. Well, are you satisfied?
Measly 3 acts. Poor horse would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. But before I do, this entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already.
Face to face.
What was that all about?
Everybody!
Now, let's mono. Oh. It's not Monokuma.
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants. The walls have finally crumbled. What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it? Or will you set it ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
Person, his voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that. Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only. His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game.
Killing game? And classroom.
Well done.
Or you can call me Tozu for short.
Hey,
what do you mean killing game?
The show must go
Did you really think the story would end once when we reach the climax of the case? Quite the contrary. This is only the beginning.
That's...
Of what?
Why the long face?
Isn't it obvious? You, my dear subordinates,
Blood is
are
rushing.
going to kill each other. That's
Come on.
That's not funny.
But then...
But you said we can go home if we solve this mystery. I gave you peasants and the insensitive. It's not my fault you all took it the wrong way.
What?
Rubbish.
Lied? Oh, no. Absolutely not. I'm a fair man. A man sworn to the truth, if I recall correctly. I specifically said you could leave this room, not go home. You sneaky son of a bitch.
Not okay!
You're full of shit, man. There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you know you've lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that. It'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said this was Isis Guardian's Academy? Bullshit. What am I doing believing something like him? There's no way around it. He's lying.
Dude.
Hey, why didn't you tell us about your dumb game sooner? And watch you peasants run away?
Pathetic.
I can't host a game without any contestants.
Please don't.
Please don't do this.
I just want to go home.
I want to be with my family. Please just let me go home.
There's no need to worry.
There's no need to cry, Miss Tallner. Huh? We're all civilized here. No one's gonna kill simply because they've been ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal?
Let's see.
A match between the unprepared, unfit players. You could hardly call that a match. In much the same way, this game you would propose, a killing game between students who don't have the heart to kill.
Nonsense.
Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey.
Yeah, that's total right. Oh, what the fuck? My heart is terribly soft, softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. When I see a fly in my room, I catch the poor deer in a jar and return her to the nature.
I would never.
My mochi heart would melt otherwise.
I see.
That's your argument, is it?
How interesting.
So what has you so convinced? What do you mean? What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, then tell me, regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it grants their survival? Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willingly standing? Go on. You've had a couple of hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise. Not. You wouldn't be here all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoil sport.
Oh, and one more thing. That trial you just did, that was for your preparation for the killing game.
Get out.
How? All you do is make us play detective. And for good reason. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simple: uncover the culprit if you can. Using evidence you gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The result will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand? All of us will be executed? That's not fair.
Isn't this lovely?
Really? I think it's one of our most beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise.
What's happening?
That's insane. You're treating us like pigs to slaughter.
Such disrespect.
Nonsense. All of you have the chance to survive this game. Do you think the common butcher is so merciful? By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there were only 2 students left. You may want to remember that, or maybe you don't care. It depends on what kind of person you are. Out of 16 people here, only 2 will be allowed to survive?
No shot.
2 people? That's hardly better than if someone gets away with murder.
Well done.
I know. That what makes it so funny. Most of you will die, no matter what. And yet, with every passing trial, you all cling to life more desperately.
The show must go on.
And that exact mindset is what makes cases more, or causes more murders to happen. Aren't those rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of the human compassion.
I have an appetite. I have an appetite.
I can't wait to see you all in action. Ha ha ha. All of us will be executed. That's not fair. That's insane. You're treating us like pigs to slaughter.
Isn't this lovely?
Really? I think it's one of our most beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise. The madman's loud, continuous, inducing laughter was suddenly cut off by the well-timed strike from behind.
I've said it a million times, you mangy fucking mutt! I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Ow, 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 ow! Stop it!
Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason, I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Brave drove her fist directly into his stomach. She followed it with another blow and another, and when it looked like she was unsatisfied until she was dead, I saw her. Out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on her.
Hey! Stop already! There's a...
Damn! Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved her hand to her cheek, which had been nicked by the stray bullet cut. Dang it. You hear that? You heard that? Boom! Yo! Yo, that's crazy. Oh. Shit. We all looked in the direction of where the shot came from. The shooter stood silently by the pillar, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of her rifle. Her mask. The design was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear that she was working with him. You shot her.
For real?
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Everyone slowly backed up from Tozen, suddenly fearful for their lives. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence.
You think?
I was talking about the gopher woman. Well, now that you've become acquainted with our enforcer, Mara, if any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game, such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans.
Pardon me.
Even though she misses her shots? That was just a warning. I assure you, it'd be unwise to further test her sharpshooting abilities.
In any case...
Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. Meh? You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents.
No matter.
Truthfully, I don't. But I'll continue to trust them if I do, because they're ultimates. Huh? They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest.
We will not succumb!
Even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure farcical courtroom procedures. He's right. Grace was trying to compose herself. Still clearly shocked by her run in with that.
Don't test me.
No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think an ultimate would fall for this bullshit? That's right. My friends and I have too much to live for and too much to achieve. We won't throw it all away for your killing game.
Don't get it mixed up.
We're all going to escape. We have to. One by one, students raised their voices in a solidarity with Wolfgang. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. And for some reason, it made me sick.
My.
Never underestimate the power of the strength of a human connection. I am quite familiar with this idea. What kind of captain would I be if I can't even handle a small crew of 15? What is horrible feeling of contempt? Why do I feel like this? Why do I feel like this when anyone seems so hopeful?
No.
You've gotten all wrong. Do you actually believe no one here would try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random and hominem attacks, why don't you explain your reason?
It's the truth.
It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around the room.
What a joke. Look.
Excuse me? In the outside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you'll resort to murder.
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. Is it possible that you want to make everyone vulnerable? So that it would be easier for you to kill them? That's enough. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given all of us a vote of confidence. Stop trying to turn us against each other, please. You stronger. I know. I was right.
No.
Damon, now you too.
I know.
Look, I get it. You want to make the situation less scary for everyone. But Evan made a good point. All of us has a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it's to see our families again, or for the sake of our talents.
Don't say that!
No, I would never kill anyone.
That's not it.
Diana, you yourself admitted that you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hands? This whole we're all ultimates thing is pretty inane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals.
Hold on.
What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? This question angered me more than anything that's been said before. I can no longer express my true feelings. Look, the title barely means shit nowadays, right? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobbies. Their talents don't contribute to anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off the public attention for their own goals. Ouch.
You've got to be kidding me.
Running a business that feeds millions of people is pointless?
No.
Some of you are an exception, obviously. But come on, there's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your niche fixations.
That was very...
Don't you mean the rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special? I can feel this way. What makes you so special? I can actually achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policy, consider ethics and morality. But yeah, I was the one who got you guys to that title.
Really?
Is that really what happened? I remember all of us helping out.
Shrimp?
Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you say words nobody understands? Well, that kind of stuff is relatable. Like, tell me what a dragster is. Do you know? Watch your step, lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights from divinity.
Not good enough.
The hell?
Wait, I wasn't trying to make my... There's no use of checking against me, running.
Isn't this lovely?
Do I sense anger? Hatred? An unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? Well, save that for later. I'm the only one who can spill blood in the courtroom. Elevator will take you back to the killing in Marina. We've cleaned up this crime scene and prepared a dorm room for each of you.
Lost.
Thanks. Now you can get lost.
Good evening.
Okay.
Hey.
Still, we're not gonna kill anyone, right guys? No matter what happens, we're all gonna make it out of here, okay? It was only when Madman left Shirley's family began to set in. I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despise me. How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. And now I'm being treated like the bad guy. Will these people practice what they preach? Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or worse, it's me versus them. I'm getting unfathomable. To be continued. Well, that was Project Eva's Garden, the prologue. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I heard initially I was gonna play it. I saw a YouTuber play it. But what made me actually like start it immediately is when one of my friends, I saw them talk about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, he knows about it too. Then I think I should just play it, just figure out for myself what's, you know what I'm saying, what's the ruckus. But that was Project Eva's Garden. It was good. I liked it. I only had to wish the trial was a little longer. It is the prologue, but yeah, it was good. This has a lot of potential. I just still like the reading. But if you enjoyed the stream, maybe like, subscribe. I don't know. You do what you want to do, but I'm gonna see you.